Welcome back to the Voices of Change podcast. And this is a new season. We're glad to bring you another episode, man. This is probably one of the best episodes you're ever going to listen to. You know, this is going to be something you want to tune into. And the key word or the key theme is legacy. And we have a great Alexandrian in the house, probably one of the most famous at this time, who would like to introduce Hall of Famer Coach Charles Smith.
Good evening, and thank you, and I'm just glad to be here with you.
Yes, sir. Coach, what does it feel like to be a Hall of Famer?
Well, I tell you, starting out my career, I never imagined that this would have happened. But it's a great feeling, and it makes me feel good because it's a good representation of the guys that I've coached over the years. I've had some great players, and without those great players working hard and doing the things that I asked them to do, there would be no Coach Smith. So it's a great feeling.
When did you start coaching?
I started coaching back in 1971. I was assistant coach then to Coach George White.
Yes, sir.
I think your audience is familiar with Sean White.
Yes, sir.
He's a radio broadcast and DJ. That was his father. What is his father?
Yes, sir.
And I started out under him being an assistant basketball coach, and he did a great job. I learned a lot from him. Due to integration rather, the school was closed, and we moved over to Pineville High School. And when I moved over to Pineville High School, I went in as a math teacher, and they said they had no coaching positions open.
Yes, sir.
At that time, Pineville staff was all white. And coming over from Slocum High School was Coach White. Coach White had the seniority also
Yes, sir.
in that position as a coach. But we both were denied coaching positions. So I stayed at Pineville High School 2 years as a math teacher.
2 years as a math teacher.
Correct.
And you have a degree in math?
That's correct. I have a Bachelor's of Science degree in mathematics from Paul Quinn College, which at that time was located in Waco, Texas. It's
Yes,
a
sir.
HBCU. It has since relocated to Dallas, Texas.
Yes, sir.
And they took over the old Bishop campus, and they've done a tremendous job. It's a beautiful campus. I go back every year for homecoming.
Yes, sir. Okay, Coach, what made you go to Paul Quinn? Was you into sports?
Yes,
as an
I
athlete?
was. I played in high school. I played basketball and baseball. I was a better baseball player.
Yes, sir.
So I was offered, four of my teammates, we were offered a chance to make the basketball team at Paul Quinn College. So we all packed our bags and moved to Waco, Texas. Two of the guys did make the basketball team, and two of us did not.
Yes, sir.
And because of my skills in baseball, I was able to make the first team baseball team.
Yes, sir. What position, Coach?
I played, well, at that time I played outfield.
Yes, sir.
In high school I played shortstop. But when I moved on to college, the skill levels were much higher. So I became the best outfielder, at the school. So I played 4 years. I received a baseball scholarship for 4 years, and at the end of my 4 years, I was invited to a tryout camp with the Cincinnati Reds. I had a tremendous senior year. I had double figures in home runs, I think about 15, 16 home runs. I was batting 400. So I was invited to the Cincinnati Reds tryout camp. If you're familiar with baseball,
Yes, sir.
back during my time, they were called the Big Red Machine.
Okay.
And all those guys on that team are now in the Baseball Hall of Fame. So I didn't have a chance at all of making the team, but it was a great experience.
Were you nervous going out there?
Oh, yes. I was out there with guys like Pete Rose, Johnny Bench, Tony Perez. It was just a host of guys that I say now are in Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yes, sir.
But it was a great learning experience for me. I had a chance to go to the Montreal Expos, but I decided to come back home and start teaching.
Yes, sir.
Right, and that was in 1971.
So after Pineville, that's when you went to Peabody?
That's correct. I stayed at Pineville High School for 2 years as a math teacher. I taught math, and a position came open at Peabody High School for assistant basketball coach and math teacher. So I transferred from Pineville High School in 1975 to Peabody High School. At that time, Peabody was transitioning from a standard high school to a magnet high school.
Yes, sir.
where the kids have to have, I think at that time they had to have a 3.5 GPA, great attendance record, and no discipline problem. So we transitioned from a traditional high school to the magnet school in 1975.
75.
Right.
And you became the head coach in 85?
I became the head coach. So I was assistant coach under Ernest Bowman.
Okay.
Again, a great coach. I learned from Coach White, and I also learned from Coach Bowman. Coach Bowman was also a math teacher. So we kind of followed suit, being math teachers. And he was a great X and O's man. So I worked under him for 10 years. I was an assistant coach with Coach Bowman for 10 years.
Yes, sir.
And he retired in 1985, and I was named the head coach.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Coach, what made you choose basketball instead of baseball as far as coaching-wise?
Well, it's a strange thing because when I started teaching, there were no Slocum High School didn't have a baseball team.
Okay.
So therefore, I didn't get a chance to coach baseball. And then when I got to Peabody, Peabody basketball program was so intense that it was a year-round program. So I didn't have a chance to coach baseball. So I just drifted deeper and deeper and deeper into basketball.
Yes, sir.
And because of Mr. Bowman and traveling around the state, I just became involved with basketball.
So in those earlier years as an assistant, did y'all have any success, any deep playoff runs?
Oh yeah. I mean, Peabody, before I even got there, was a powerhouse in basketball.
Yes, sir.
They had been to the state playoffs several times. Just didn't win a state championship.
Yeah.
So in 1979, which was my fourth year at Peabody, we had a great basketball team. We had a boy named Paul Thompson, which was the second best I would say the first best player in the state. Another boy named Howard Carter,
yes, sir,
who was at Redemptress at that time. So, and we had some great players, Napoleon Johnson, Russell Jones. And so we advanced to the state finals. We played against Redemptress, who was 70-0 at that time.
They played 70 games back then?
Yeah, at that time.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's why when I took over as head coach, I was able to accumulate so many wins. So we defeated them for the state championship at the Rapides Parish Coliseum.
At the Coliseum.
And that was the very first state championship at Peabody High School.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Wow. So you say Paul Thompson, he went on to the league?
Yeah, he went to Tulane.
Yes, sir.
Matter of fact, Howard Carter, which they were they were the two top players in the state. Howard Carter went to LSU.
Yes, sir.
And Paul went to Tulane. So Paul was drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers after receiving his degree from Tulane.
Yes, sir.
And he played 2 years with Cleveland. He was traded to the Philadelphia 76ers, which he was teammates with Dr. J and Charles Barkley and all those guys.
Wow.
And then after that, he moved overseas and started playing basketball overseas, which he retired overseas in basketball.
When did Ked come to school, Peabody?
Okay, my son, he came in matter of fact, he came the year after.
In 92.
We won, in 92. That's right. He came in 92, and he played for me for 4 years. After his 4 years, he went to Kansas City, Kansas Community College.
Yes, sir.
Because I didn't feel that he was quite ready for big-time ball. So after 1 year there, he received a scholarship to North Carolina, Charlotte.
Yes.
At that time, they were in Conference USA, which was a big-time conference. So he played there for 4 years, and I think he made 2 NIT tournaments and 1 NCAA tournament.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Well, I didn't get a chance to play for you, but I played for your son, Ked, and at Bolton. His first year at Bolton.
Right.
Yes, sir. My junior year. So
that's right.
He was very intense.
Yeah, still. So after that, as you said, that's correct. So when he got finished college, he coached a little bit in the college ranks.
Yes, sir.
Coached up at UL Monroe.
Yes.
Coached there for a few years, and then he came back to high school, and he was offered a position at Bolton High School.
Yep.
And y'all had a tall kid then.
Yep. We called him Pick. His name was Cliff.
Cliff, that's
Clifton.
right.
Clifton
That's
Powell,
right.
yeah.
Cliff was a great player,
Yep.
man, and Kendrick had a chance to coach him and your team.
Yep.
And y'all had a good team. And then after that, he came over to Peabody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he called and told me, said, "Dad, I want to come work for you." You know, so he transferred over to Peabody, and he worked with me for a few years, and then he decided to go to Buckeye.
Yep,
He went
I
out to
remember
Buckeye
that.
coach for a year or two, and did pretty good out there,
Yes,
you
sir.
know. And then he finally came back to Peabody, and he's been there ever since.
Yes, sir. Far as your legacy, how does that feel to see your son? You coach your son, and you also coach your grandson.
That's correct.
How is that full circle moment
I
for
tell
you?
you what, that was a pressure situation because I had to he had to earn his position on the basketball court.
Yes, sir.
Meaning that being your son, you don't want him to say he's playing because he's your son.
Yeah.
But Kendrick was probably the best three-point shooter in his era when he played at Peabody. And I go to different schools now, Washington, Marion, and they'll say, "Is that your son? That's the one that shot the lights out." And I said, "Yeah, that's him."
Mm-hmm.
So he was a great player. And as I said, to go and play Division I basketball, you got to be a pretty good basketball player. So he went on and, like I said, played for 3 years at North Carolina Charlotte.
Yes, sir.
Right.
And your grandson?
My grandson, Jacoby.
Yeah.
Jacoby, dad, he's from New Orleans.
Yes, sir.
My daughter went to Southern University, and they met and got married, and she decided to live, in New Orleans. And Jacoby was born and raised in New Orleans, but she wanted him to play for me.
Yes, sir.
His grandfather. So she literally moved to Alexandria his freshman year.
Yes, sir.
And she took a position. My daughter's Dr. Kamisha Smith-Ross, and she took a teaching position at Louisiana College. And they moved to Alec, and he played for me for 4 years. And I said Kendrick was the best three-point shooter, but I don't know. It was a toss-up between Jacoby and Kendrick. And he went on. He signed a scholarship at Alabama State.
Yes.
And he played at Alabama State for 3 years, received his degree from Alabama State in 3 years, and then he transferred to Alcorn.
Yes,
he
sir.
Played there. Didn't quite finish the year. And then he went up to Missouri.
Yes, sir.
And he finished out his career at Missouri.
Missouri.
So he and got his master's degree.
Okay.
While he was doing
Congratulations.
that. So now he's currently playing overseas in France.
Yes, sir.
Right.
So he's overseas.
That's correct.
Okay. So was he able to come home when you went this past year to your to the Hall of Fame?
No, he was not able to come home because he just had signed his contract with the team in France.
Okay.
So he wasn't able to make the Hall of Fame in October. But my wife, Kendrick, my daughter, and my two grandkids, Cassidy and Cameron, they were there.
Okay, let's talk about that a little bit, Coach. When did you first get the call, or when did you first know that you were being selected to get inducted?
Right. I got the call like in January of
Last year.
And they told me that I was on the list.
Yes, sir.
And they would make the final decision on April the 1st. So sure enough, I didn't even talk about it or tell anybody about it that I was had been nominated for the Naismith Hall of Fame, which is the highest honor you can receive in basketball.
Yes, sir.
Not only in the United States but in the world. So I kind of shrugged it off. I saying, well, I'm up here with guys like Michael Cooper and Jerry West and
Chauncey Billups, Vince Carter.
And Vince Carter and those guys. I said, I don't have a snowball chance to make it, But sure enough, April the 1st, I got to receive a phone call. And, man, it would just knock me out the water, knowing that I'm now one of the greats to ever be associated with the game of basketball.
When you started out, did you ever dream like you would be, this would be the
I never
culmination?
Matter of fact, I was just trying to win basketball games.
Right.
And then, like I told you, I had to change my philosophy about the game.
Yeah.
So what I sat down and my wife and I, we talked about it. And then I decided, I said, look, I want to do three things with Peabody basketball. Number one, I wanted to be academically sound. That means that I want to get these guys prepared to go and play college basketball. Mm-hmm. So they had to be academically sound, number one. Number two, I wanted a program that would be conducive for them going to the next level. So we changed our style. We went more or less to fast-paced, fast-tempo, up-tempo basketball. And I allowed everybody to handle the ball. I mean, if you were a guard, a forward, or center, you could handle the basketball.
Yes, sir.
So that opened up avenues for all of my guys.
Yes, sir.
So, and then the third thing, I wanted the community to have something that they could be proud of. Mm-hmm. And I think I've accomplished all three.
Yes, sir. Coach, what, I don't want to ruffle no feathers, but who would you say was some of the best players that you coach?
I tell you what, I've had some hard workers. They all were hard workers, and that's why we were able to obtain the 10 state championships, the 80 plus basketball scholarships, and that's another thing I changed too when I became the head coach. I just didn't want these guys to play basketball and just after their senior year walk away from it.
Yes, sir.
I wanted them to invest in basketball, meaning that after their senior year, I wanted them to be in line for scholarships.
Yes, sir.
And we've done that. We've got scholarships for UConn, University of Connecticut, Alabama, Oklahoma State, and also we put boys in the NBA.
Yes, sir.
Paul Thompson, I told you, was the first. And then, of course,
Markel
Brown.
Brown. Yes, sir.
Markel Brown, again, was a phenomenal athlete. He and Paul Thompson would go neck and neck as being the best two athletes I've ever coached. But they were outstanding students, honor roll students, and they were hard workers in basketball.
Yes, sir.
And both of those guys, Markel was drafted by the Brooklyn Nets out of Oklahoma State.
Yes, sir.
And he also received his degree.
Oh, yes, sir. And my cousin played for you. We talked about earlier, Cedric Russell.
That's right. Cedric Russell might have been the overall best athlete I've coached. Ced was a great defender, great passer, right, left hand, and of course, he could score the basketball.
Yes,
and Ced might have been the most student of the game, I would say.
He loved the game.
He studied the game.
Yes,
I mean, he not only was a good player, he studied the game. What can we do? Can we do this? Can we not? Whatever. So he probably been the most player that I would say that was actually a student of the game.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir. So recently, y'all just came back from a classic?
That's correct. We were in the Martin Luther King Hall of Fame Classic up in Springfield, Missouri. Springfield, Massachusetts.
Oh, Massachusetts. Yes, sir.
Springfield, Massachusetts. I'm getting a little excited. And it was an opportunity for me to go back because on October 13th, with all the induction ceremonies, I didn't get a chance to really go and visit the Hall of Fame.
Yes, sir.
So this time I actually had a chance to go back and see for myself.
Yes, sir.
All of the paraphernalia and stuff like that were associated with the Hall of Fame.
And you was able to take your team?
That's right. And man, now that was an experience. I carried 12 boys, and out of the 12, only 2 had been on an airplane before.
Wow.
So that was a learning experience for those other guys.
Yeah.
And of course, after flying to Massachusetts, we had a charter bus waiting on us at the airport.
Yes, sir.
And we stayed in a 5-star hotel. So, I mean, it was just a great experience for these young boys who never imagined, this could happen in basketball.
Sir. How did that opportunity come for y'all to play there because you was an inducted?
Yeah, that's correct. Because I was a Naismith, I am currently now a Naismith Hall of Famer. So they wanted me to come back because I think I might be the only coach, a Naismith Hall of Fame coach that's still coaching.
Okay.
So they wanted me to come back, and because I was a recent inductee, to come back and bring my team to play. So,
How many games did y'all play?
We played 1 game.
Okay.
They flew us in on a Thursday. We played Friday night, and we flew back on Saturday.
Right. Did y'all win?
We won, and we played against the home team, Springfield Central High School. But it was like I said, the basketball is great. But I didn't get into basketball just for basketball.
Yes, sir.
I wanted basketball to be a vehicle for these kids to do other things, to get out of their environment.
Yes, sir.
To see and do bigger and better things.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Talk about your upcoming documentary that you got coming up.
Yes, of course. I have one documentary out there, Victor Mojay.
Yeah.
He and myself and my sister. That was in 2018 or 19. My sister said, "Man, look, you got to do something to record this." So. At first, I sit down and I wrote a book.
Yes, sir.
So I have a book in my footsteps. And then Victor, and with very limited resources, we were able to put together a storyline.
Yes, sir.
And I cherish it because my mom and dad is a part of it before they passed away.
Wow.
They got a chance to be in it. But then Kel came to me last year, and Kel said, "Look, we need to get all this stuff documented and go high tech on it." And
Yes, sir.
with the very best of equipment, sound, camera, location. So Kel is just taking it to another level.
Yes, sir.
And I'm anxious to to get to the end of it and put it all together and see the finished product. But I think this is going to be astronomical, and it's going to be one of those documentaries that's going to be cherished down through the ages.
Yes, sir. When can we look forward to it, Coach?
Well, Kel's going to do it right. I mean,
Okay.
he's not going to rush anything, and he's going to take his time because we want, and he wants, a finished product that we all can be proud of.
Yes, sir.
So we're shooting for the end of 2025 or the beginning of 2026. So somewhere in that vicinity.
Yes, sir. Okay, let's go back to the Hall of Fame a little bit. When y'all went to the ceremony, how was that? Getting to meet, I know you went to Arizona to meet all the inductees.
Yeah, we were introduced, the 2024 class was introduced at the Final Four in Phoenix, Arizona. Yes. And that was outstanding. I had a chance to meet some of the greats to ever play the game out there. And, so that was outstanding.
Yeah.
Again, you're talking about a 5-star accommodation. They flew my, Kendrick went with me. He wanted to go with me to experience it too. So they flew us in first class. We had chauffeur limousine around town. So it was just for a country boy like me, man, it was just outstanding. So that was great. Had a chance to step on the court at halftime of the Final Four game, and they introduced the 2024 class. And then from there, they moved. It was supposed to have been in August, but they moved it to October because of the Olympics. Mm-hmm. So I was anxious about that, So finally, October came, and they put myself and wife. My wife went with me, and we got on a plane, first class. My entire family went. So that was just outstanding.
Your sisters and brothers was able to go?
Yeah, my sisters and brothers were there too. So it was just a great experience,
Yes, sir.
To be in that atmosphere.
Did you see Mike?
Yeah, well, I had met Michael Jordan.
Oh, yeah,
because
with
I
this
coached
classic.
the Michael Jordan Classic.
Yeah.
So I had a chance to meet him in Madison Square Garden back in 2010.
Yeah.
And that year, ESPN named me the Coach of the Year that year.
Sir.
So I had a chance to coach in his Classic, and I had a chance to meet him then.
You had Kyrie Irving on that team.
Kyrie Irving was one of the guys on my team.
Yeah.
And then Harrison Barnes, he's still playing too. So, and Kyrie Irving, that was, I've just had a great experience in basketball, getting a chance to watch this guy work ethics and how he worked out. And I had no doubt he was going to be a great NBA player.
Yeah, he was still that was in high school.
That was his senior year.
Yep.
That's right. And then after that, in 2020, I was selected to coach the McDonald's All-American. But I didn't get a chance because that's the
COVID year.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
And ironically, that year we won the state championship in 2020.
Yes, sir.
And that's the first time I ever coached a state championship game in an empty building because of COVID. The only people that were in the gym were the two teams, the referees and officials.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. With all of your success, Coach, what would you say is your message to the next generation of coaches and players?
Well, the first thing I would like to say is that this doesn't happen overnight. It happened over a long period of time. And if you can just think about it, 1971 really, up until 2024, that's a long period of time. So I would say to the young people today, you have to be patient.
Yes.
It's a process that you have to go through. And the process I had to go through was a learning experience, trying, and just think now, my coaching has been generational.
Yes.
That means I've coached kids out of different eras. When I first started coaching, kids wore the clean cut haircuts. Then it went from that to the Jerry curl, and then from the Jerry curl to
the fades and all that, high tops,
and that's right.
Yes, sir.
And to now, So, but I've been able to adjust. I've been able to relate not only on the basketball court but in the classroom also. I've been teaching kids mathematics, algebra, trigonometry, advanced mathematics, and I've had to find a way to relate to them to make my instructions relevant over a long period of time, and then God has blessed me to be able to do that.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Coach, how much longer you think you're going to
Well, I tell people this, it's getting close. It's
Yes,
getting
sir.
close. I still have the fire and the enthusiasm to do it, but over the period of time, you start to wear. You start to wear on you. So, but right now I still feel good.
Yes, sir.
And I'm going, as long as I can continue to help young people do better,
Yes, sir.
And God has blessed me to do that, I'm gonna try to stretch it out a little longer.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Well, Coach, we definitely enjoyed your time. Thank you for taking the time out and coming up on our show. If you watch it on YouTube, you can catch this episode and many more to come. Coach, where can they follow you? On Facebook and on Instagram?
Yeah, we have the Coach Charles Smith Facebook page.
Yes.
And they can follow me there. And also some of the information can be found on Peabody's high school webpage.
Yes, sir.
But like I say, the Coach Charles Smith Facebook page is current. It's always current. And Kel Bonton does a great job of keeping that up. It's informative of things that are to come.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Also, you said you had a book.
Yes, I do. I've written a book, and the book is in my footsteps.
Yes, sir.
And when I did that, I wanted to include my life story. So it goes all the way back to my childhood, high school. I went to school, A. Weathermark High School. During that time was segregation.
Yes, sir.
So I discussed that in the book. Talked about my upbringing, my parents, my brothers and sisters,
Yes,
and also my college experience, and also my coaching experience.
Where can they get that book at, Coach?
Well, it was a self-published book, and I sell it. Everybody tell me I need to put it on Amazon, but it's kind of like a personal read.
I got you.
And but everybody that have read the book saying, man, you need to get this thing out there because it's really good, really good.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Okay. Well, once again, this has been Coach Smith. If y'all want to check him out while he's still coaching, go by the Emerald Palace and be sure to tune in and listen in. Thank you.